Hello, hi. How are you? Today is going to be a surprise because I'm going to confuse you guys today, which I didn't plan it to do, but people think that it is, why to follow the Judaism or why to observe the, Judaic principles, and why they didn't do it because it is really very difficult to understand even the cultural procedures. It's not so easy. It is not at all easy to understand each and every ritual procedures that they did in those days. And but as they usually used to say that there are a lot of inner meanings to that one. But the depth of the meaning that we see in this one is really something really amazing. It's really amazing. So today we're going to see Behar, the same topic, but we're going to get confused a little bit. Not confused. It's kind of a difficult to understand or difficult to digest. Or I will try to put it as easy as possible. As I say that usually these topics takes much more than days and days together to discuss, but I'm giving it to you guys in a very nutshell, like a 10 to 15 minutes of nutshell points. We're going to talk about the ritual impurities. What is the ritual impurities? That we are in the beginning of the time we talked about that Kohanims, that if they are defiled they cannot enter into the temple to do the worshipping procedures. So there are some ritual impurities that they were following. Some of the things I was talking about, the defiling by touching the dead bodies or something. There are 8 creatures that are defiled in nature, like lizard or like a cockroaches, mouse or mole. So there are some 8 creatures that whether they touch the people or the vessels inside the temple, they touch the vessels inside the temple, again those vessels becoming impurity. So also the same with the persons, whether they touch it or the insects touch them, they become ritual impurities. And also when we talk about the vessels inside the temple, the vessels should be more functional units. If you don't use the vessel more, very often, or if they don't function what they're supposed to function, basically what happens is that they are becoming very prone to the impurities. So the vessels has to function what they are expected to function. That's very important in this Torah. And also, for example, we'll take some of the ornaments, some of the thing. For example, we'll take the shield. There are 3 kinds of shields they use in the war period. One of the kind they use in the war period is surrounding the complete total covering of their body. It's kind of a wrap thing. So because they are in the front line, any moment anything can be attacked. Any moment they can cross the lines, so that there can be anything can attack anytime. And at the same time, also they use the wrap for sleeping in the nighttime. As a bed, they'll use it. So there are a lot of chances for them to be getting attacked. So this one needs a lot of protection in this level. There's a bent shield that's called the bent shield. The second one is called the training purpose shield. The training purpose shield is, you know with whom you're fighting, number one, because they're going to train you with a shield, and then you are training with the shield, but you know with whom you're fighting. So you know the ultimate result, what is going to happen. You know that you're not going to get killed or anything, but you can practice, but still you're trying to exercise yourself and prove yourself that you are much better off with those shield. So that is a kind of a shield which used for the training purposes. The third one is a kind of you know shield that not many people, they don't require the shield. Maybe a small portion of it, but it doesn't require the shield. They don't require the shield to protect them. So the same way, when we talked about the three level of shields, the same way there the spiritual life of Jewish also has been divided into three levels of spiritual life. Number one, the first level is the person needs more protection. The person is engaged in the more worldly activities. He's not even connected to the, not too much connected with the heavenly activities. He's completely more worldly. He's a highly intellectual, highly, engaged in the world business. And, for example, a man, lies down. If he lies down, his organs, everything comes into same pain, in equal pain. Like an animal has, most of the animals have their organs aligned in the same pain. So some of the animals, you have seen, they don't even look up to the sky. They don't even see what is happening above them. They always go downwards and never looked up, and they never wanted to know what's going on. But the humankind is not like that. Humankind is made to stand straight and looked up, to be looked up. So in this level of people, even though they knew the God and the perspective of it, but they're mostly engaged in the worldly aspects of it, and they don't want to come out of it. They need a lot of protection. Remember when Jesus was telling one time, pray without ceasing. I mean, pray without ceasing. How come you can pray without ceasing? I mean, 24 into 7 into, 365 days. How you can do that, pray without ceasing? That's what is expected in this lifetime, because a fraction of second enemy can enter in your mindset. It's a thought process, is everything in your mindset, and he can totally rip you off into something else. So this level needs a big protection level. That's kind of a wraparound thing all the time. That's one thing. Number two is the training purposes. In this level, basically, they're not of this world. They don't care about this world, because they understand, because their level is they're looking up to this God in the heavens, and they are just here in this world just for the purposes to fulfill. That's all. They are not tempted with any of the worldly activities. The world doesn't become an enemy to them, and they're not focusing on anything on the worldly. But their focus is above the world, towards the heaven, the heavenly, success thing. So where the time, what happens that these people, how they become impurity, there are some natural impurity from their body. So that's only way that they get impure, only the natural impurity. Not the worldly impurity can touch them. It's kind of a natural impurity only they can touch. But they never they never cared about this world. They're not of this. I mean, they don't look into this worldly pleasures or anything. Their focus is only above the heavens focus. Third level is needs some level, like there's some level of but third level is, what is the third level? It's most of the godly thing. It's on dealing with only the purpose of arrival is only to do the God's pleasure, the God's will, and His glory to be exercised on this ground. There's a three level of it's kind of a sportive thing, like it doesn't require too much of protective layer on them, because they're already above all those impurities above them. So three levels of this daily life, three levels of the soul and spirit. Our life is been based on that. How to protect yourself from the level one. Simply what you do is meditate, read the Torah, and exercise the Torah, and be with the Torah. That's a very simple way of putting it to that one. Every single day you need to be reading Torah, and you need to be protected in that way. That's one thing. On the second level is, world is not their enemy, and they know who they are. So, it is still, again, it is a natural impurity, and they're already got immunized from this world level. It's only on the higher levels. So the three levels of divine revelations are finite, infinite, and God Himself. Finite, and infinite, and God himself. Infinite is not equal to God. Infinite still has a finite, but this God himself, is a level where that a man achieves himself to God's level. So, in order to get the three levels, I want to put in the three levels of living. What the Torah says that is we have to exercise all these three levels. The worldly impurity, the nature impurity, and the no impurity. This is what three levels we need to go in our life. There are worldly impurities. Number seven, second level is there are nature impurities, and number three is there's no impurity. Once you cross these three levels, or only you will be into the God's level of the creation. That's the purpose of it. And the Bible or the Torah says that we need to exercise every single day these all three levels. How do you exercise? When you close down and you pray yourself, God is the highest level because you are connecting with God and there is no other interruptions for you. You and your meditation and your God, there's nothing else. So you are in the realm of the Spirit, in the realm of the God. You are the only one person with them and with Him. There's nothing. It's a level of that highest level. And the second level also you have, and I can say kind of on the third level, you just be in the world and live according to the worldly pleasures, and that's all you do. It's like the three levels of souls are kind of like the soul is the essence. That's the first topmost level, and then that's called with the God. And the second, the transcendent, the soul in the transcendent space, because in between the earthly and the heavenly, the soul level. And the third level is the conscious mind, which is on this earth. So one must follow all these three levels. There is no way that you can escape from this one. In order to put as simply to understand what is Judaism mean, this is what it can be. The first level can be kind of choose to live your life whatever you want to, however you want to, but there is no connection. Number second level is sacrificial level, and the third level is you become a Jew. In this Jewish level, there is no thinking of any other thing. It's only to do the God's will. That's the Jewish level. Number one is the worldly, you roam around and you do whatever you want to. And number two is sacrificial level. Number three, in order to become a Jew, it is a pride. It's kind of a noble thing to be a Jew, because Jewish people, they don't know themselves how much they are valued in this life. That's the biggest problem with the Jewish people. That Jewish level is the level of a kind that the purpose is only to live for God, nothing else. That's the highest level that you can achieve. Guys, it is simply, I put it together like this. It is not the easiest Torah to understand. I know that one. But I'll tell you one thing. We are wasting our time. We are totally wasting our time. We heard enough. We listened enough. Several, messages in your life. They talk about from the, New Testament and, messages from anywhere, Old Testament, and claiming all the promises. In order to achieve a level of Jewish, that's what the Bible says in Romans 9, 10, and 11, that we need to attach, to the main tree. We are all the wild olive branches we are. So we need to attach in the main tree. So I would encourage you guys to understand these three levels, which has been compared with the different perspective of it in me. I did not know the value of my God inside my heart. I am fighting every single day for my life. like, how I can live, where I will improve, what I will buy in this world, next thing, how proudly I can live, in my life, with all my family, my kids and everything. We are individually, we are responsible for what we are doing in this world. It is so sad that Gentiles were not taught properly. They're all thinking that we're all so compromised in these worldly activities, and then the churches are getting compromised. Even the individual ministers, they don't do exactly lead the thing in the way that they should lead. You may think that, who are you, man? Who are you? You are talking. You think that you can lead the thing. That you think that you're right, and you're talking right on what is your intention. You're talking about everybody else's not perfect, perfect, and you are the only one. You're telling to us that whatever you are saying, right? But folks, as I always say, that one, it's up to you to take it or leave it. I'm not forcing it, but as I said, that one, I see a lot of meaning to that one. To achieve as a Jewish level, it's completely, totally beyond the sacrificial level. Sacrifice is nothing in that level. It is beyond the sacrificial level, because your soul can be lifted up to the God's level. So that's what I'm talking. We all need to receive that level. We all need to get to that level. So Behar, again, the mountain experience, the level, the spiritual level, the soul level. I hope every single day we get through these levels. And it is a very tough Torah for me too to get through this one. It was not an easy one through. So at least we covered like three type of a thing we covered in this chapter in Behar. And next time when I come back, we'll try to get a new Torah. And until then, Shabbat Shalom and have a blessed day. Bye.